Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, without further ado,
Alhamdulillah, hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fih, kama yuhibbu rabbuna wa yardah. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lah, wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh, الناصح الأمين. اللهم صل على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تمسك بسنته إلى يوم الدين. ثم أما بعد. Alhamdulillah ala ni'mati al-Islami wa sunnah. All praise and thanks belong to Allah for guiding us to Islam and for guiding us to the sunnah. Let's cut straight to the chase. Does Islam support terrorism? And is the terrorist a representative of Islam and the Muslims? Of course, the answer to that is emphatically no. No, not at all. Islam does not support terrorism, and the terrorist, he is not, or she is not, an example or spokesman for Islam in any which way, shape, and form. In fact, their actions are anti-Islamic. You know, me and a coworker, we were having a discussion just yesterday, actually, and we were talking about this very topic and how there is an abundance of ignorance in many circles here in the West, where people, they just don't have understanding of what Islam is. They don't know, and they're being fed false information. There is a very important concept, an ancient concept, and a universal concept that I want you to take into consideration. And that is al-haq la yu'raf bil-rijal, walakin al-rijal yu'rafuna bil-haq, is that the truth is not known by men. The truth is not known by men, meaning we don't judge the truth by way of the actions of men, nor are we able to determine what the truth is based on the behavior of men. If you want to know who the men are, then what do you have to do? You have to know what the truth is, because the men, they are known by way of the truth. By way of the truth, then we'll know who his people are. So the saying, it goes on to say, so know what the truth is, and then you will know who its people are. If you know what the truth is, you will know who his people are. Okay? So it's very important that we understand this concept, because those individuals who commit acts of terrorism, some of whom are Muslim, yes, there are Muslims who commit acts of terrorism. There are Muslims who commit acts of atrocities, right? There are Muslims who commit atrocities. There are, yes, there are. And we will be dishonest to say or to claim that they weren't. No, there are Muslims who do bad things, undoubtedly. But just like there are Muslims who do bad things, it's important for us to acknowledge, in that same breath of being honest, there are non-Muslims who do bad things. Okay? So let us look at the Christians, for example. This as an example. It's not to pick on anyone, because we're just talking the truth about the truth, yeah. But if we look at the Christians, for example, are there Christians who commit acts of atrocity? Yes. Are there Christians who commit acts of terrorism? Yes. Are there Christians who do very bad things? Yes. Here's why I have a problem. When a Muslim does something bad, the media frames that as an Islamic terrorist, right? But when a Christian does something bad, they are not framed as a Christian terrorist or anything that links their actions to Christianity itself. You understand? And this is not proper, and this is not just. In the sense of, the same way they don't link the horrific actions of Christians to Christianity, then the horrific actions of Muslims should not be connected to Islam. Now, I want you to bear in mind that there are always individuals who would utilize a religion, they would misrepresent it, they will twist the meanings of its text to support very horrific things because it helps them establish and accomplish an aim and an agenda that they are going for. So, for example, there were Christians who enslaved my ancestors, and they utilized the Bible as a justification for the enslavement of Africans. Okay? They enslaved Africans utilizing Christianity as their justification. So, are we to say now that Christianity supports slavery, and in particular, the enslavement of Black people in particular, because that was the doctrine that was taught, that this was something that was inherent, and that the Black people, they were supposed to be the slaves of the white people? Are we going to accept that? Is the Christians out there going to accept that? I don't think they are. Likewise, if we look at the actions of the Ku Klux Klan and the fact that they do what they do in the name of religion, and in particular, the name of Christianity, because what they burn, it's not a Star of David. They don't burn, any other type of religious symbol. They burn a cross. They burn a cross. And they profess that what they are doing is in compliance to their Christian belief. So are we going to say now that all Christians, or that, let's reframe that, are we going to say now that the Ku Klux Klan, they speak for all Christians and they are representatives of Christianity? Of course, the answer is no. Anybody of sound mind would say, no, we can't accept that. No way. So likewise, in the same example, same concept, Muslims, us as Muslims, we say that those individuals, like those individuals from Al-Qaeda, those individuals from ISIS, those individuals from Shabab, and those individuals from, they do not speak for the Muslims. They do not represent Islam. Their teachings are not consistent with the religion of Islam. They're not consistent with the religion of the Muslims. But they are misinterpretations, gross misinterpretations by individuals who are trying to use the religion and twist it to obtain their objectives and their agendas. Okay. The reality is that Islam has nothing to do with these horrific acts of terror, and that each and every one of these acts are actions that are contrary to Islamic teachings. They're contrary to common sense. Because listen, in Islam, to kill innocent people, right? To murder people, I don't care what they are. They could be Christians, Hindus, Buddhists, Rastafarians, whoever, right? To kill anyone is murder. Okay? To kill anyone without right is murder. And murder in Islam is prohibited, is haram, and is one of the major sins. One of the worst sins a person could do is commit murder. You with me? Okay. So committing murder, killing innocent people, is one of the worst sins that a person can ever possibly do. So how come there are Christians out there who believe that Muslims understand that if you kill a bunch of people, then this is going to guarantee you heaven? That if you murder a bunch of people, this is going to guarantee you heaven. It makes no sense. Now, of course, they're going to say, well, we got that from the misinterpretations of what these people are saying. that if you kill all these people, you're going to have all these virgins inside of heaven and so on and so forth. But I want you to understand how, to show you that these individuals, they do not speak for the Muslims, and they do not speak representing anything that is Islamic, because even what they're saying makes absolutely no sense. How in the world can an individual go to heaven after murdering a whole bunch of people, after destroying property? The destruction of property in Islam, we are not allowed to destroy property. Now, this is a sin in Islam, to destroy people's property, okay? To commit murder, tremendous sin in Islam. To cause harm by proxy, maybe not from the act itself, but from the ramification and repercussions of that act, or because that act, it led to other things that got other people hurt. The Prophet ﷺ said, there is no harm, no reciprocation of harm, meaning that there is no harm that is to be done directly, or no harm that is done by proxy. We're not allowed to harm someone directly nor by proxy. It's not permissible. So all of these things, none of these things are permissible. So a person has committed all these impermissible acts of causing harm, either directly or indirectly. They had destroyed property, impermissible act, destroyed a bunch of property that was not theirs, did not belong to them, destroyed others' property. It's an impermissible act. And then has committed murder against all these different people. In the wake of doing that, this person is a martyr and goes to heaven? This don't make no sense. Any Muslim that knows that 2 cents about his religion, Juyaanee, that has the slightest of intellect, will look at this and say that makes absolutely no sense. Okay, we don't believe that. So it's important that we express to others that they also understand we don't believe that and why. Now, of course, this is just a very rudimentary discussion on this topic. I'm going to link a playlist where we go into more depth and in detail that highlight and show how the actions of the terrorists, they are not representative of Islam, have nothing to do with Islam whatsoever. And in fact, how their actions, these actions of terrorism that they commit, are actually anti-Islamic. Okay? Inshallah ta'ala, I'm going to link that down in the description below to one of our other channels for those who want to go back and want to get more understanding and depth and in detail. But in short, I just wanted to present these simple concepts so that is known and that is understood that these individuals, they do not speak for the Muslims, and they do not speak for Islam. In the same way that the Ku Klux Klan does not speak for Christianity, and they do not represent the Christians as a whole. Let us be fair and let us be just.